From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News.
Good evening and welcome to the broadcast. Our top story, and our reporter, News Center 11's Nikki Carvajal joins us for this top story. Pretty interesting day in court today.
Thanks, Daryl. A Fairbanks woman is being held without bail today, charged with the first-degree murder of her young son. I was in the courtroom today for the emotionally charged hearing.
You were charged with murder in the first degree. Is this a first felony for this person?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you might have to serve up to 99 years in jail. That's not necessarily the penalty that you'd have to serve, but it's possible. The minimum penalty is 20 years in jail. Do you understand? Okay, that's if you're convicted.
24-year-old Lynn Swanson made her first appearance in front of a packed courtroom today, filled with friends and family of the victim, 18-month-old Julian Swanson Bird. According to newly released information, Swanson originally told doctors at Fairbanks Memorial Hospital that Julian had been sick for the past week and that she took him on a drive to calm him down. After falling asleep in the car, she said that she found the front passenger window open and her son outside the car in the snow. However, the state medical examiner's office said that what appeared to be frostbite on the child was actually thermal burns, and investigating officers found a propane torch on the floorboard of Swanson's car. The autopsy further found the child died of blunt force trauma to the head and that he was covered in bruises. According to court documents, Swanson is a boxer who competes in local matches. The family of Julian's father, however, is asking the public to consider Swanson's family victims as well.
The Bird family and the Swanson family have suffered a tragic loss. We are very saddened to have lost Julian, who had touched so many lives. He was a sweet little boy, and he was part of the family for such a short time. We would appreciate at this time if the public would be supportive and loving towards both the Bird and the Swanson family. They have lost a child also in this. I'm very devastated by this. But at the same time, the person responsible for this is not receiving those messages. And so I think that that is very appropriate to ask that they stop.
They also say they're putting their faith in the courts to bring justice for Julian.
We are very, very sad at this loss, and we are just going to trust the justice system will take care of this. Julian, we miss you.
Nikki Carvajal, News Center 11.
Is 20 years in jail.
Wow, that's pretty emotional right there.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, so the question remains, when would be the next hearing in this case?
The next hearing is actually scheduled for December 13th. That's going to be it's a preliminary hearing. It's going to be telephonic from the jail once again. That hearing will only happen if the grand jury does not indict her before that.
Right.
And if they do, she will be arraigned in Fairbanks Superior Court where she'll enter a plea.
Now, I noticed you got to speak with members of the family, so what are they saying at this point?
The Bird family isn't saying much publicly, but when I walked into the courthouse today, they were speaking with the Swanson family, and I guess the Swanson family has been receiving some hate mail, some pretty threatening, awful things people are saying to them. The Bird family wanted to make it very clear that while they don't like, obviously, what Lynn did, they're not blaming her family, and they don't want the community to blame her either. So they're just looking for support at this point for both families.
Obviously, more to come.
Yeah.
All right, good job. Thank you, Nikki.
Thank you, Daryl.
Appreciate it. In other news this evening, the Fairbanks North Star Borough Assembly is considering a request from the Ketchikan Gateway Borough to join a lawsuit against the state. The Ketchikan Borough is preparing the suit regarding education funding. The action alleges that the state, quote, sidesteps adequate funding of schools by imposing a required local contribution, end quote. Ketchikan officials say that's unlawful. And I'm now joined by Mike Schultz with a little bit more on this weather that we're supposed to take place here today.
It's moving in faster than we thought. In fact,
Really?
It's knocking at our front doors.
Wow.
It just moved through Nenana and the Skinny Dix area, and it's heading toward the Fairbanks area, so we're looking at some light rain expected to be here in the next hour, and that might start putting a glaze on the roads, and by rush hour traffic, it could be kind of a little dicey.
Right.
Yeah. Let's go to our satellite picture and show you what I'm talking about here. And you can see we're looking at, again, at a lot of moisture that is moving up from across the state from the southwest, and it's all from a high pressure area that's sitting over the Gulf of Alaska, but it's just kind of spinning around clockwise and helping to bring all that moisture and the warmer temperatures. In fact, Daryl, we're looking at temperatures that'll be in the low 30s by tomorrow afternoon into Saturday.
That is amazing.
10 to 20 below.
Right,
the last few
just a
days.
week. Yeah, a week ago this weekend it was like that. So, well,
another
go
another
ahead.
slug of moisture is expected to come in tomorrow afternoon, so it'll be once again reinforced. So we're looking at freezing rain throughout the day tomorrow.
as well.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
All right, Mike. Well, I'm sure you'll have more in the weather
Radar, and we'll have more about what's happening for the rest of the weekend a little bit later on.
Okay, thank you, Mike. And continuing with the news. Alaskan officials using healthcare.gov say the website is working better. The chief operating officer for Enroll Alaska, Tyan Bowling, says enrollment numbers have increased dramatically since they resumed operation in mid-November. Bowling says that on a scale of 1 to 10, the website is about a 7, but problems can arise on a case-by-case basis. For people who want a health insurance policy by January 1st, they must enroll by December 23rd. Open enrollment closes March 31st, and Bowling encourages people to enroll now.
It's great news for Alaskans who have been waiting to try and get enrolled, and we just really encourage people to reach out to us and let us help them. Because the process is complicated, and we would prefer for individuals to not get frustrated and let us just help them with that.
Enroll Alaska offers free enrollment services. You can set up an appointment by calling 907-770-5100. We've also provided a link to Enroll Alaska at our website, webcenter11.com. Now, when we come back, state troopers investigate a fire at a North Pole area church. Also, pizza is on the menu. That is our Fairbanks Flavor segment. Those stories are next. Stay with us. And welcome back. State troopers are investigating a fire that damaged the Baptist Church at Plaque Road and West Athena Drive yesterday afternoon. Troopers responded at 1:37 p.m. and found that the fire had burned itself out or been extinguished by the time they got there. Property damage was significant, but there were no apparent injuries from the fire, troopers said. Now, anyone with information about the fire is asked to call troopers at 451-5100. Well, in a hilarious spin on a Christmas tale, Fairbanks Drama Association brings a play about 6 children who are the most awful kids in town. News Center 11's Stephanie Woodard has more in That's Interiortainment.
Shepherds will all come in and gather around the manger.
The Best Christmas Pageant Ever is a book-turned-play that is being put on by Fairbanks Drama Association.
This is a fun play, and I think the cast has really enjoyed it, and the parents that have been bringing their kids have been enjoying it. I've enjoyed it.
We all have heard the classic tale of a Christmas story, and this is another twist on the plot.
What it is it's a story about these children who dad left town and mom got 3 jobs.
The Herdmans are 6 children who are known throughout the town in the play as misbehaved youngsters, and the play follows their journey.
This group of kids terrorize the town, and it's kind of like a mini Scrooge story, because in the end all these mean kids actually catch the Christmas spirit.
Why this play? Well, the director Stephanie says she was ready to take on something fun.
I had been doing a lot of heavy-duty plays at FDA based on real events, and so like my last play was Anne Frank, and that was pretty heavy-duty. And so I decided, you know what, I'm going to do something that's fun.
The Best Christmas Pageant Ever will be playing through December 15th. I'm Stephanie Woodard, and that's Interiortainment, brought to you by the Finish Line Restaurant and Lounge.
In this week's Fairbanks Flavor, Lisa Gambardella features her authentic Italian pizza recipe.
Buonasera. Welcome to Gambardella's Pasta Bella. I'm Lisa Gambardella, and this is Fairbanks Flavor. Today we're going to make a classic Italian pizza. We sell our pizza dough here. It's one of our best kept secrets. It works best at room temperature. Stretch it gently by hand. If you have to use a rolling pin, that's okay too, but it's going to be fluffier if you can stretch it by hand. It'll grow more nice air bubbles for you and get a nice crust on it. So if you don't have a brick in your oven, we're going to put some garlic and oil on a pan and then put your dough on there. This is a very simple, delicious pizza. I'm going to put some delicious marinara sauce. We got some fresh mozzarella cheese. It's very delicate, so you don't want to overwhelm it with too many other flavors. You've got your delicious mozzi, and all you need is a little pinch of salt and pepper. A lot of Italian food's very simple. Tiny pinch of oregano, not too much. And I drizzle it with a little bit of garlic oil. Delicious. Pop it in the oven. This one I baked on our hot stone. And I don't put the fresh basil on until it comes out of the oven. So aromatic, you break it right when you need it. It's delicious. Give it a nice chop, and you have a delicious Napoli style from southern Italy pizza. If you ever get the chance to go to southern Italy, you'll see that there are a lot of gambardellas there. Raise a glass and join us at webcenter11.com. This has been Fairbanks Flavor. See all our recipes online. Buonasera.
Brought to you by Gambardella's Pasta Bella.
I am so hungry right now. All right, thank you, Lisa. In sports tonight, Joe Cook brings you the hottest team in the interior, the Ice Dogs. They're looking for 9 straight wins this weekend. Also, there's high school hockey and some more basketball. Sports is next.
Welcome back, Interior Alaska. Joe Cook here, bringing you your Thursday sports. Now, if you take a frozen hot dog, defrost it, and cook it, that's how you turn an ice dog into a hot dog. All right, I know it's corny, but the Ice Dogs are hot right now. They've won 8 straight, the latest 2 over Kenai River, where the offense went crazy with 12 goals in 2 games. This weekend, they faced the Brown Bears again at home in the Dipper. Everyone is stepping up to make plays for the Ice Dogs. 10 players have at least 13 points. The only other team in the NAHL with that kind of output with 10 guys are the defending Robertson Cup champs, the Amarillo Bulls. Doug Rose was named Eastern NAHL Defenseman of the Month this week with 15 points. The lead Ice Dogs defenseman, he's had 3 game winners, was plus 11 in November, and has notched 8 points in the last 10 games. Taylor Munson was honorable mention as forward of the month, and goalie Kevin Aldridge was honorable mention for goalie of the month. So with all that, how can this team do better?
Anybody can score on any given night, and we saw an example of that over the weekend, but I think this weekend's about finding a balance of offense and defense and playing sound hockey game for 120 minutes.
I think our goalies would be key. Kevin, he would be doing great. He's been doing great in practice, so we're just going to be relying on him. We're going to lock down in the D zone and hopefully get a few goals.
Offensively, just trust the net. And either way, if you're going to trust the net, we're going to score. And if we're working hard in the defensive zone, they're not going to score. And as long as they're not scoring, we're going to be able to win. So that's all it is.
The UAF men's basketball team will face their arch rival UAA this weekend in the first GNAT game of the season for both teams. Both teams have lost their last 2 games. UAA has lost 3 in a row and are 5-4 overall. 4 Seawolves average at least 15 points per game, led by Travis Thompson's 21. UAA loves threes. They have made and attempted more threes than any Division II or Division I team in the nation. Only Division III Grinnell has attempted more threes. That's because they have Jack Taylor jacking up all those shots. UAF has 4 players in double figures as well, led by Ronnie Baker, 17 per. Andrew Kelly is shooting 70% so far, second in the GNAC. This will come down to perimeter defense and doing better on the road. The Nooks have 1 win away from Fairbanks.
Like the last couple of road games, we haven't playing the urgency we should be playing with. So this weekend, that's our thing. We're focused on playing with the urgency on offense and defense and just being prepared, because being down to Anchorage this weekend is going to be really tough. They have a really good home crowd, so they're going to have that home court advantage. So that means we have to bring our A game.
UAA likes to throw a lot of head fakes, and Fossman and Thompson like to throw a lot of head fakes. So a lot of it's just being disciplined and remembering to stay down and always have a hand up.
It's UAA. We haven't beat them in a long time. They're very good. They're ranked 17th, so we got to go play well.
In high school hockey last night, it was the Dog Bowl on ice. West Valley and Lathrop facing off the Patty Center Ice Arena. The Wolfpack were the aggressors throughout this one. Mike Olson, he scored at the 6:30 mark of the first to get things started for the Wolfpack. A minute 30 later, Ethan Daniels with the wraparound goal, and it was 2-0 Wolfpack. And just over a minute after that, Calvin Boots scores the power play goal. One of his 2 goals, he added a helper. 3-0 West Valley after 1. And then Caleb Mortz, he scored on a redirect in the second. And then John Dixon scored from distance as well. He also had 2 scores for West Valley in the third. Chad Horn, he found Josh Clifton to prevent the shutout. But the Wolfpack blow out Lathrop 9-1. 6 different players scored for West Valley. Lane Wood and Braden Deweese combined for 10 saves on 11 Lathrop shots. West Valley is 7-1-1, while Lathrop falls to 2-5.
I thought it was going to be a real close game going into the third period, but we were able to pull away with it. Like I said, we just worked hard. We were able to win the battles, get to the dirty areas, and get the puck to the net.
We just passed the puck well, played it as a team, just dominated the game pretty much.
You never know with Lathrop and West Valley. It's I've been on the both sides of that, where if you're better on paper, you come in and you lose, and then you're not as good on paper, you come in and win. So we didn't know what to expect. We wanted to control what we could control, and I thought we played pretty disciplined, and we had some puck luck. It's nice to see the puck go in the net tonight.
And now we take a glance at the boys' basketball season. It's just a few weeks away. Did the girls yesterday. This could be West Valley's year to capture a MAC title. There are some pieces around sophomore point guard Daniel Hornbuckle, who will lead the Wolfpack this season. Lathrop finished 5th in the state last year, but graduated their 4 best players. Kyle Carlson, Cole Berner, and Terrell Ford could fill the void. North Pole head coach Steve Bolden has his guys participating in early morning workouts as they prepare to possibly upset Lathrop or West Valley in the MAC. Khalil Stewart and DeAndre Campbell will be key. And in 3A, the Monroe Rams will be looking for a three-peat. Senior Scooter Bynum, David Stepovich, and Tyler Wells will lead another talented Ram squad. Hutchinson's Darren Silas, he graduated, but guards Daniel Page and Michael Benson, and Emmanuel Pacheco will be back to pick up the slack for the Hawks. And the Allison Ravens will try to make noise this year under new head coach Cornelius Mingo. We'll have team previews from the interior basketball teams as their first games get closer. Monroe, Allison, Lathrop, and Delta tip off next Saturday on December 14th. And that's it for sports. Thanks for rocking with me for a little while. Stay warm, Alaska. Mike Schultz is next with your full weather forecast, and we'll catch you next time.
Hey everyone, welcome back into the Fbx Evening News. Mike Schultz with you once again. We were talking earlier about the rain moving in toward the Fairbanks area. Well, it has arrived. Several reports around calling for rain is now falling. So obviously the roads are going to become slicker and slicker, and just keep that in mind. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Let's talk about our photograph for tonight. This one is an interesting one, sent in by Nancy and Mark Hummel. We'll call this a berry interesting photo because it is a berry covered by snow. A close-up shot there. And again, if you have a photograph to share, and I can use more photographs, give me an email, I should say, photos@ktvf11.com. And of course, we'll also mention once again that our calendar is out and about. We're running out of them though. So if you want to get one, go to 13 different locations around town and see if you can pick one up there. They're all over the place. Places like Driven Auto Body on Van Horn. They have them all there free. Okay, here's what's going on as far as the numbers. Our normal high 6 above, normal low 11 below. Record high 58 in 1934, but 55 below in 1905. Sunrise and sunset 4 hours and 16 minutes, a loss of 4 minutes from yesterday. Here's our latest radar. We'll zoom in around the Fairbanks area. Look at this big old swath of moisture moving toward the Fairbanks area, and that's bringing with it some fairly steady rainfall, and of course that falling on the cold temperatures around the grounds and everything is going to cause it to freeze and give us some very, very slick conditions, so keep that in mind. Elsewhere across the state, what's going on is fog. Lots of fog around Kodiak Island and Nome. Partly cloudy skies for Barrow and Fort Yukon. Clear skies over southeast Alaska. Some rain along the Aleutian chain. Lower 48 weather, boy, have they got a mess going on there. All types of weather happening all along the frontal boundary that's bringing snow to Dallas and freezing rain and sleet all over the place. In fact, it really shows up on the satellite and radar. Look at this big old mass of pink here. That is going to be shutting down the Dallas-Fort Worth area probably tomorrow for all day because all the roads are going to be iced over, and this is going to continue right on to the northeast. So a lot of bad weather there. Again, the cold air coming down from the jet stream helping to promote all that weather, and even cold temperatures expected over California could damage some fruit crops there. So it's really a real big mess thanks to Mother Nature bringing in frigid temperatures. Well, back to Alaska for tomorrow. Here's what it looks like. The northern sections, flurries and fog for Barrow, ice warning for Fort Yukon, rain and fog in Nome. Here in the interior, again, we're going to be talking about freezing rain likely at Healy and Fairbanks, just rain in Delta Junction area. Over the southeastern sections, partly cloudy skies at Ketchikan, more clouds for Juneau, while over to the southwest, we'll be looking at showers for Cold Bay, rain and fog for Kodiak, and showers and fog for Bethel. Time once again for our kids' weather, and this week we're going to be talking with the kids from Wood River, but tonight we'll just have an interesting weather fact from the teacher.
Hello, I'm Mrs. Wisenhant, and this is my 4th grade class here at Wood River Elementary School, and we have a weather fact to share with you. Whiz kids, did you know that the cleanest air on Earth is found at the South Pole? It's 10 times cleaner than that at the North Pole.
And real quickly, looking at our road conditions, weather going downhill fast on all the roads leading in and out of the Fairbanks area. So keep that in mind. Maybe just postpone your road trips for a little while. Here's our forecast for tonight. As you can see, we have a freezing rain advisory from 3 a.m. Friday to 3 a.m. Saturday. The rain and snow is now moving into the Fairbanks area. Though it is light, there's possibility the roads will become glazed and very slick by morning rush hour. So keep that in mind, and conditions will be getting probably worse by tomorrow afternoon. 12 degrees the overnight low. Temperatures warming. Freezing rain likely. Tomorrow's forecast 33 for the high. How about that? And freezing rain and snow into the evening hours. The 5-day outlook calling for better conditions over the weekend. Temperatures warming, continuing to be quite mild. 34 degrees on Saturday, then cooling off to 20 degrees. And the overnight lows also starting off warm, but then cooling down. And the most important thing we have to pass along, Daryl, is we're waiting for the some word from the school board, but right now they are meeting, and they will have everybody on their Rolodex.
Right, everybody will be robocalled.
Exactly, and so just keep your eye for the phone here, even your phone.
Okay, thank you, Mike, and we have run out of time. That'll do it for this edition of the Fbx Evening News. From all of us here, have a great night.
Night.